We often hear that finding God is a journey of 1,000 lifetimes, a path of grueling discipline and impossible renunciation. But what if the Bhagavad Gita reveals a shortcut? In chapter 8, Lord Krishna uses a word he rarely uses elsewhere, sulabh, meaning easy to attain. However, this ease comes with a single uncompromising condition that most of us overlook. Today, we're diving into the heart of Ananya Bhakti, the art of undivided devotion, to discover why a focused heart finds in seconds what a divided mind seeks for eternity. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks of many paths: knowledge, discipline, renunciation, but again and again, he gently brings the seeker back to one central truth. Loving devotion is the heart of spiritual life. Among all his teachings, one verse stands apart in its tenderness and assurance. For the yogi who remembers me constantly with an undivided mind, I am easily attainable. When a heart holds only me, when remembrance becomes its natural rhythm, moment after moment, breath after breath, for that soul always inwardly joined, I am not a distant goal, I am near, I am simple to reach, O Arjuna. This is the only place in the entire Gita where Krishna openly says that he is sulabh, easy to attain. It is weighed carefully, balanced by a single, uncompromising condition, Ananya Cheta, an undivided, exclusive consciousness. Earlier, Krishna speaks of the formless, attributeless absolute, the Nirgun Brahm. He acknowledges its truth, yet also admits its difficulty. To meditate on the unmanifest, to fix the mind on what has no form, no name, no quality, is an austere and demanding path, accessible to very few. Recognizing this human limitation, Krishna then reveals a gentler doorway, devotion to his divine personal form, whether known as Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Vishnu, or through his holy name, qualities, pastimes, abode, or the realized saints. But devotion, as Krishna defines it, is not casual affection. It is exclusive love, Ananya Prem. The word Ananya literally means not other. It implies a state in which the heart does not spread itself across multiple dependencies. The mind does not look outward for fulfillment while pretending to look inward for God. Ananya Bhakti is not about rejecting the world physically, but about withdrawing emotional dependence from everything that is not the divine. This principle echoes throughout sacred literature. The Gita repeats it insistently. Those who think of me alone, take refuge in him alone, surrender to me alone. The same voice resonates in the Bhagavatam, Mamik Mev Sharan Matmanam Sarva Dehinam. In the Ramcharitmanas, Ek Bharoso, Ek Bal, Ek Aas Viswas. My only help, my only strength, my only faith and refuge is Sri Ram. And in Narad Bhakti Sutra says, Anya Shrayanam Tyago Nanyata, all pointing to one inner discipline, abandoning all secondary shelters. Because the purpose of spiritual practice is the purification of the mind, and the mind can be purified only by steady attachment to the purest reality. If we remember God in prayer but plunge the same mind into obsession, craving, and emotional entanglement immediately afterwards, we undo our own progress. It is like washing clothes with soap while simultaneously rubbing them into dirt. The action cancels itself. Many spiritual aspirants fall into this subtle trap. They love God sincerely, yet remain deeply attached to people, recognition, possessions, or emotional expectations. Whatever clarity, peace, or sweetness devotion brings is quickly clouded by worldly attachment. The issue is not devotion, it is divided devotion. Krishna does not say that devotion alone is enough. He says exclusive devotion is what makes him easily attainable. Ananya Bhakti does not demand cold detachment from life. It asks for inner alignment, to let God become the primary reference point of the heart, to allow His presence to replace insecurity with trust, desire with contentment, and fear with surrender. When this happens, devotion stops being an effort and becomes a natural remembrance. That is why Krishna can promise with confidence, "To such a devotee I am easy to reach," not because the path is simple, but because the heart is no longer divided. When there is only one refuge, one reliance, one love, the distance between seeker and the divine quietly disappears. When devotion becomes ananya, remembrance no longer feels like a practice, but becomes natural. God is no longer a distant aim, but a living presence. As the mind releases its many dependencies, it finds rest, and devotion quietly matures from discipline into love. This transformation does not arise from force or the rejection of the world, but from the gentle withdrawal of misplaced expectations. As worldly supports reveal their limits, the heart turns effortlessly toward the eternal, who becomes the silent center of life. In this wholeness, exclusivity in devotion is not a loss, but a freedom. Prayer then ceases to be a demand and becomes a response, soft, intimate, and born of nearness rather than need. As we move toward the close of this reflection, let us remember that the path Krishna offers is not complicated, but it is sincere. He does not ask for perfection, only for a heart that no longer looks in many directions. When remembrance becomes steady and love becomes single-pointed, the divine is no longer distant. He is already near. May our devotion slowly grow quieter, deeper, and more exclusive until thinking of God feels as natural as breathing. And in that simplicity, may the promise of the Gita come alive within us, that the Lord is truly easy to attain for one who remembers Him with an undivided heart. Thank you for listening with such presence. If these words resonated with you, take a moment to sit in silence even for a few seconds and let your heart rest where it feels most at peace.